It's on Billiards Cafe? No. Billiards is not active. Let me just stream whatever it is. Let's go. Does it have this? Can I just give it a remote? A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Billiards Cafe for one other time. Here we are with yet another Zambian-Ugandan affair. Yes, the Zambians in the Billiards Cafe double, a live classic, have the bulk of the participants, understandably so, because they are the hosts. The Zimbabweans follow in second with just under 30 participants in the competition. Then 8 Ugandans as the third highest number of participants. This action is on Game On 360 live, and yes, as well as Peter Chobe live. Game On 360 is the Facebook page as we await the awakening of the Billiards Cafe Facebook page. You are watching a match between Chipiriro PD of Zambia, who is taking on Joseph Kasozi of Uganda. It is round first life, race to 9. The two Ugandans, Kasozi and Ian, are on table at the same time. They have been giving us some kind of build up to this event when they made the tour of Zimbabwe on their way to Zambia, playing in many matches the finest of Zimbabwe's best players. With Joseph Kasozi playing 4 money matches against the top 4 of the best, losing 2 and winning 2. Who doesn't remember when he did defeat Eshka Chimbwanda just exactly 2 days ago? Now he has the task of taking on Chipilo PD. At the same time, his teammate Ian Kazebe is having his match, having his live stream on Break and Finish Live Facebook. Ian is taking on another Zambian player called Arias. It's a host of matches at Billiards Cafe on 13 tables, all active, all racing to 9, all for a place in the first round, in the second round of the first life. This comp is being played on double life basis. The defending champion, Aiden Joseph, is missing in action. However, last year's first runner-up, Mzamo Ntaringe of South Africa, has arrived at the venue. He's taking on another Ugandan, Lawrence Sengonge Dangote. That match is live on Qpixel's photography, as well as the 2023 champion, Stanford Given Ginte, who is at the venue. It's mine.
Put it over. over the phone, put it on top of it.
The score is 2-1. The Ugandan in the lead in Joseph Kasozi. He does start off as at least the slight favorite. It doesn't mean that Chipilo doesn't have what it takes to take him down. I will be giving you updates from other matches as they come. He's nicknamed Chips. So hails from Chipata. Maybe the name Chipiriro has something to do with Chipata. Joseph Kasozi, the Ugandan, is nicknamed the sharpshooter, coming all the way from Kampala in Uganda. He's here courtesy of his management team, Roxbury, and I know that they are watching this match pretty much on giant screen in Kampala. Here comes Chipiriro. Now having one big blue ball to try and put by Ray Rave. Also have bounce off the cushion. Black is in space. What he needs is to ensure that blue is on target, which it is. And now has that big pot of the black pretty much to the corner pocket top right. I know it's what he'll be going for, given the angle between white and black, which is a little bit natural if we were to go for the corner pocket top right. Here he comes. Here he aims. Looks on target. Not really. That was a little bit unfortunate. It could be the second frame he's losing, sorry, after coming so close. But yet so far. For whatever reason, Kasozi is choosing. He's nominating to start with the difficult yellow of the two. Oops. That was a big shot played by a big-time player who seems to be oozing with confidence. You would fancy even the sharp cut of the remaining yellow. He will play with ease and put with ease and seemingly win the frame with ease and increase his frame count with ease. It is now Kasozi 3 and Chipiriro 1. The score is 3-1. It is the Ugandan in the lead. Big shout out to you, Hearts Kings. For those who may not be able to update the scoreboard, you will be getting it in audio as he breaks big. As he gets to make a ball, he seems to have a preference of playing Aramith balls. When Kasozi lost the first two money matches in Zimbabwe early in the week, he told the money match organizers that he's not participating in any other money match unless he's playing on Aramith balls. He does have a special preference for them. He feels comfortable when playing on them. And yes, what happened was him losing the winning the last two money matches after losing the first two. It was him losing first to Pakanat Jimo and then losing to Malvan Mokonza in the first two money matches. Then he won the next two between himself and Blessing Mazaruri, as well as Eshka Chimbwanda. Now here he is trying to win frame number 5, trying to win it by break and finish. Likely he could. The shot is just about to play. Should be played with backspin, bringing the cue ball backwards. The shot is on target. Has full sight of one of the yellows. Trying to put it to the corner pocket, bottom of the screen. Rolling the cue ball around the cushions of the table with the intent to put even the second yellow to the same corner pocket. Another shot to be played again with backspin. Even black is to be played to that same corner pocket. The rest is a formality. Joseph Kasozi of Uganda 4 and Pidi 1. A race to 9. John Prince asking if Ibra Sejemba is in the competition. The answer is no. He decided not to participate. His preference is to make himself more ready for the Uganda National Championships coming up in about 4 weeks in Kampala. There is a cut to try and win. We are now in the business end of the year, where it is comp after comp after comp, and there is too much money to fight for. Next weekend, there will be 2 other African comps that will be happening in 2 countries. The Eswatini Pool Festival will be attracting some of these players, as well as the Q Masters International Carnival, 2nd edition, that will be happening in Arusha in Tanzania. That one will with team and singles events. It will also have the participation of females. Francis Mkoko will be going to Eswatini after here, and I will be heading to Arusha. Of course, both players are neighboring countries. Francis finding it easier to go to Eswatini. I myself finding it easier to go to Tanzania. Of course, by road from Kampala. The Q Masters International Carnival 2nd edition will be happening starting this coming weekend. And then, of course, back home in Uganda, the CACOMP will be having its grand finale on the 21st of December. And yet the following day, Harare will be the destination for the top players. There's an invitational competition for 32 players, 16 Zimbabweans, 16 from the rest of the continent. And the organizers did nominate to choose to invite the majority of the invitees from Uganda, having the lion's share with 6 and other countries sharing 10. Joseph Kasozi being one of them, Ian Kaziwe the other, Simon Dewula, Caesar Chandiga, Ibrahim Sejemba, as well as Hazard Lokomwa, South Africa's Aiden and Jerry, Zambia's Mofia and Kelvin, Tanzania's Saif and Dula. The Ugandan trying to win a 2nd frame in a row with 1 visit of the table. Maybe if he does, you would say that he is starting the competition with the oozing quality. You would fancy that the tour of Zimbabwe puts him in stronger mental fortitude going into this competition. Now on the black, trying to win the frame by reverse dish by Red Apple. The sharpshooter shooting the black sharp to the corner pocket bottom right to increase his lead. He'll leave a player on a 2nd table. You'll want to give him time. Of course, you create as much time as possible if you're playing the one and only important ball on the table, which is the black. The player on the neighboring table seems not so much concerned. Kasozi gives him time. The matches are not timed. It is just a race to 9. Full blast played to completion. Here it comes. There's only one result from this shot, you all know. He was always going to pot. Joseph Kasozi now leads by 5 frames to 1. Derek Boalia asking when Caesar is playing. Caesar is through to the second round. First life, he has defeated his opponent by 9 frames to 3. It's been 5 Ugandans playing in the first session, 4-1. One did not. He's called Uthman Bukenya, a former member of the Uganda national pool team. And yes, he's now resident in Lusaka. Otherwise, Dog City, Caesar, Herbert. One of the tournament favorites, Jerry has lost one of his lives to a player, Mwali, a match ending in James's favor by 9 frames to 3, with Jerry losing the first 2 frames by walkover countdown, courtesy of him coming late. For the next 1 minute, I'll be moving around other tables just to try and get you updates from matches happening elsewhere. Live commentary will be resuming in the next 2 minutes with results from getting updates from elsewhere.
Just for a minute to talk to these people. Come on, it's 5K show.
Good evening, good afternoon, dear viewers. Once again, it is 5 frames to 2. The Ugandan Joseph Kasozi leading against Zambia's Pili. In the meantime, scores from other matches, those you may have a lot of interest in. Charles from Zambia is down. He's leading, by 3 frames to 1 against Sakala Timothy Onida, a member of the Zimbabwean That's quite interesting. Pakanat Jimo from Zimbabwe is up by 3 frames to 2 against a Zambian player called Pele. Alan from Zambia is down by 6 frames to 1 against Saif Hamad of Tanzania. Another relatively interesting match is between last year's first runner-up, that is Mzamo Mtalinge from South Africa, drawing 2-2 against Uganda's Lawrence Sengonge Dangote. Chipiro from Zimbabwe is up by 6 frames to 1 against a Zambian player called Felix. Tiles from Zimbabwe is down by 3 frames to 2 against Dr. Rango from Zambia. Malvan Mokonza, Zimbabwe is up by 4 frames to 2 against Zambia's Andrew. And then the Ugandan Ian Kaziwe is up. Areas from Zambia. You are watching Joseph Kasozi now leading by 5 frames to 2 against Chipiriro Pili from Chipata. Maybe it's the reason, I'm guessing, why he calls himself Chips, or a shortcut of his name. I'm not so sure. It sounds interesting anyway. Action is continuing up to about 10 p.m. tonight. If there is space to play, then we could have some money matches there after the comp. If there is not really. But players that are still involved will most likely not be having money match action because they still have to play competition tomorrow morning. But some matches are starting to get lined up. Victor Sinyinza versus Joseph Kasozi, race to 21 for $2,000 US. That will be happening on Monday right after the comp. And for the fact that you are watching now, you are the first to know. As long as there is chance to play, Craig Nkala Pipiro will be racing to 9 for $200 US in a sponsored race against the Ugandan Herbert Mokeza. That one is sponsored by Nevson. The players will not be staking any money. Nevson is putting the $200 US full benefit for whoever will be winning. Joseph Kasozi seems to have mastered the table and the balls. He has not been performing well. He has been participating in this competition for the last 2 editions. I don't remember him coming anywhere close to the prize bracket. But this year you get a feeling it gives him a better chance because some of the requests he was having have been met by the management, the organizers. There are newly felted tablecloths and the Aramith object and cue balls on all of the tables. The playing facilities look to be top class, just lacking a little bit of space in between the players, but still it is manipulatable and relatively okay. The ladies' comp was cancelled because of absence of numbers. Action will be happening only in the men's category. From wherever you're watching, dear viewers, it is a match in the first round, the first life for long. In the competition, the races will be 9 in both lives. That's of pool. You win 2 races to 9, you are a very good qualifier into the second round and third. When you lose race to 9 with very good playing facilities, and you really have to respect the winner. It's just like that. Race to 9 is long enough. Not so many comps have got a race as long as 9. For the good of competition, I will say well done, Billiards Cafe. It is 5 frames to 2. Uganda's Joseph Kasozi up against Zambia's Chipilo Piri. The race is 9, with a big opportunity being given once again to the Ugandan to win yet another frame. These ones he normally takes with ease. It's 2 blues left on the table. He may start with the bottomwards of them all, the one that is close to the corner pocket bottom. Either way, whichever he starts with is just about being on target and manipulating the cue ball. A little backspin. I want to think he'll want to put both blue and black to the same corner pocket, having the cue ball bounce off maybe 2 cushions round the black. If he were to go with little power, he may want to put black to the center pocket left. But with his stroke, you would imagine he's going for the same corner pocket. Oops, he has lost the cue ball, even after choking the tip of his cue stick. How good will the cut of the black be? Goes for the corner pocket top. Beautiful from the Ugandan. He extends his lead. He got himself into trouble and got himself out of the same trouble. And the sharpshooter extends his lead. It's 6 frames to 2. Thank you for watching. Valentin Kabunze. Nathan Mugishla asking where Ibrahim Sajemba is. He's not participating, so you'll not be watching him in this one. Maybe later, maybe in Arusha next week. Keep your fingers crossed. Canadian boy, thank you for watching. And yes, Bigamba Rogers and John Stones and all of you in your good hundreds watching this action, thank you for watching. It is Joseph Kasozi getting himself closer with little but very critical steps. He has this thing that is haunting him, that he has made it so big in his home country, Uganda, but has never ever gotten to shine in an international comp. Maybe internationally. You can only talk of a comp that was played in Kenya coming to 2 years ago. With only Ugandans and Kenyans participating, he came second to his teammate, that is Bwanika Mansour. Maybe you can as well talk of a few many matches that he has been playing against non-Ugandan players. Of course, recently, 4 of them in 1 week against Zambians. He has also played 1 money match, and he has played 2 money matches against Zambia's Kelvin, losing 1 and winning 1 in Zambia and Kenya respectively. He has played 2 money matches against Malvan Mokonza, losing 1 away from home and winning 1 at home. Yes, just 2 days ago he defeated Eshka. But his international career is pretty much lacking. He has 1 relatively big achievement, coming second in the Commonwealth Billiards Championships black ball category when he lost to South Africa's Nzoana Kwabe in the final just about 5 months ago, early in there in Mauritius. Chipiriro. He has looked decent for some parts of the match. For others, he has not been utilizing chances when they have come. Now, the Ugandan has both of his yellows to the bottom end of the table. It's the top end, sorry. But the blues are so spaced well. And Chipilo will have himself to blame shouldn't he finish this frame. You would imagine he would have no business trying to win the match if he doesn't win a frame. Looking this easy. He has left a little cut between white and blue. Naturally, if he puts it to the center pocket right, cue ball moves towards the top end of the table. He draws it back and guides it well and gets himself on the verge of winning a third frame out of 9. And here he is aiming for black. And for the third time, Chipiriro wins a frame and pulls one back. It is Joseph Kasozi 6 and Chipiriro Pini 3. Frame number 10 will be very critical, most especially for Piri's side of the match. He has so far been outplayed. You fancy Joseph Kasozi, even from the start, as the favorite, of course. The more fancied player. He has the bigger stature, he has the bigger name, he has way more achievement, and is way more composed. What Piri does have in his favor is just home advantage, and yes, home ground advantage. By home advantage, I'm meaning being in his own home country and home city. By home ground advantage, I'm meaning playing on his training table. There is a scratch by Kasozi. There is yet another chance by Piri to win yet another frame from yet another mistake. Yet another chance given. The second Ugandan Ian leads by 7 frames to 1. Against Arias, also on the verge of making it into the second round, is Saif Hamad. Most of the matches have been going according to the form book. It's one big first round casualty in Jeremiah Naido, losing out to James Mwali in the first round in the first life by 9 frames to 7. If Piri gets to complete this frame, if he gets to win it with his current piece of the table, it will be the second in a row he will be winning. Also the second in a row that Kasozi will be playing relatively poor, given a careless miss and a scratch in 2 consecutive frames. And the other side of Piri being a player who can pot and spin the cue ball around the cushion, manipulating the cue ball well enough, even with a lot of skill. He may be having that blue ball which is almost frozen towards the cushion top for a ball that will cause him some kind of worry. The rest are positioned relatively very well. It was a long 10-hour bus drive for the two Ugandans from Zimbabwe early morning yesterday, reaching Zambia in the early evening, only having a few minutes to settle in before preparing for the main event that brought them from home, coming to 1 week ago, using the tour of Zimbabwe as a build-up, which was also a very good build-up on the social media, creating awareness for this competition, which is now up and running and in full gear. The guy walking right across the camera is William Soko, one of the pioneers of streaming on the African continent, who has inspired a whole generation of streamers, myself inclusive. Nowadays, coming to the venue simply to watch. He's no longer streaming on this page, William Soko. He told me he's not streaming, he has too much money. He's too rich for that. Hi, William. Just say hi to the people. Just say hi to the people. I've just told them that you are the father of streaming. Yeah?
Peter told me.
Yeah.
How are you? William speaking here. William live.
Yeah.
With Peter Toby, live in Zambia.
Thank you for inspiring us. We're a big guy in the industry.
We are going for a supper tonight.
Thank you.
The bill is on me.
Thank you.
Welcome to Zambia, Peter.
You're welcome. There he is, but also there is Piri. Piri won, eh? I don't know who won. Let me play it back. Let me check. Chipilo has won 3 frames in a row, and it is a polite reminder to Joseph Kasozi that complacency will, at this level, always get punished. And yes, now that one of his favorite players is on table and probably watching, I dedicate the live stream of this match to Dr. Agrewonyi, all the way in Kampala, the boss of Roxbury. He also bought me an air ticket to fly over to Zimbabwe via Zambia, simply to do what I love doing. Thank you, Dr. Agri. And I know that you are under some kind of pressure now. The pressure being mounted upon you. Your player, who took a big lead of 6 frames to 1 and blew that big lead away, and now will want to regain it, or else risk losing the match. And clearly Kasozi has lost his pattern and it is evident in now a fourth frame in succession. Chipiriro cannot get any more confident, because yes, he will believe that he can. The Ugandan Ian has completed a one-sided match, taking down in his first round the Zambian Arias by 9 frames to 1. What can Chipiriro do about this one? Pretty much finishable. He will have the yellow that is so close to the black as a ball that may cause him any kind of worry. I believe he will want to play it last. Now having to play the cue ball right against the left cushion, moving it towards the top end of the table where one of the yellows is. The cut between white and that very yellow is too big that if he simply rolls it into the center pocket, cue ball will not be natural for the last yellow close to the black. I call it a playing pattern lost. He needs to recover. He needs to play something special. It looks tricky, and he does conquer. Maybe play the cue ball with power of 2 of the bottom cushions, move it towards the top end of the table. Or maybe start with the would-be bad yellow, because position of the cue ball in relation to yellow, he has played with too much purpose and too much intent. Too risky, he has gotten to miss the shot. He's getting to give the chance back to his opponent, perhaps to try and win the frame. Off cushion, or off the cushion, Kasozi Joseph finds yellow, finds blue, sorry, but does not pot. He will be happy with the fact that he has not gifted the cue ball away. And yes, it was his intention of the shot, just in case he did not pot. But also for Pili, just in case he did not pot, he has played a snooker even more effectively. Kasozi may want to pass the cue ball in between yellow and black. He actually had the sight of the pocketed blue and will be hitting the blue hard to the corner pocket top right and misses. He's playing so far in the last 4 frames nothing short of poor. Another snooker for Pili. His intention is to play snooker, but he's not sure whether snooker will be effective. That's why he's taking a lot of time, maybe having a change of mind and playing some kind of snooker from the top end of the table. It looks effective. You get to think that should Kasozi foul, he will be losing a fourth frame in a row. He finds blue, but doesn't pot. Maybe another snooker is loading. The yellow that is bottom ones of the two will be the one that Pidis will be playing by simple roll. If he gets to pot it, even better. If he doesn't pot it, still okay. He plays not to pot, and yes, he doesn't pot. Gets to snooker Kasozi pretty much for one more time before Pidi, with or without the two shots, most likely will be winning the frame. Kasozi could count himself lucky. He almost fouled by potting Pidi's yellow. I don't even know why he's taking a lot of time. Just has to play the yellow with very little power. Cue ball bounces off the left cushion, then moves rightwards. He decides to play not to pot his. That's too much waiting. Sometimes you don't always have to play too much snooker. Sometimes you get your opponent back into the match. He will be lucky pity that in the end of the day, anyways, he's getting the free shot and the resulting visit, hopefully for himself this time round, not to permit Joseph Kasozi back onto the pool table. It's now Kasozi 6 and Chipilo 5, with Kasozi needing to win 4, actually 3, and Chipilo needing to win 4 of the remaining 6.
Depende della camera.
Washikia. Chakula. Vamos, Chipilo. Come, Chipilo, make a plan. Good pattern, Chip. Come on, Chipilo. Nice shot, Chip, step one. Come on, Chipilo. Game over that team.
Let's go.
6-5. I have some confidence. Come on, Chip, step one. Come on, Chipilo. Come on, Chipilo. Achikunyambi inumali kaucha nindo pe wasi maona
My brother, can I sit?
Thank you.
6 or 7-5?
bank of Buddha, because they say a little bit in the bread.
Six. It is now between the Ugandan and the Zambian. If you had considered the scores about 30 minutes ago, you may have assumed that the Ugandan was going to cruise away quite easily and comfortably with the match. Since then, it has been 5 frames all won by the same player, Pili. To the effect that now we have an official race to 3 between Kasozi and Pili. Every time a ball is missed by Kasozi, maybe it's realistic, and yes, he could become the second major first round casualty, at least in the first round, unless he gets to win 3 before Pili does. It is Pili on the yellows. Of course, it's not a frame he will win with ease. If he does, with his current visit of the table, it will be a big statement that yes, you, Joseph, may be the bigger name, but I'm here to mean business as well. I have my own good qualities. I can take you down on my own home table. Special thanks to the management of Billiards Cafe for organizing this. Tess Fasilasi, Secretary of the Zambia Pole Union, who is right at the heart of the organization of this competition, Chisha, working up and down to ensure that everything goes smooth. Of course, Victor, a member of the organizing committee, who himself being a player has chosen to surrender all his powers to the rest of the organizers. His now is just to play, and that is very good professionalism. Africa is converged here. Players from Zambia, of course, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Uganda. We have a little bit of Kenya in the mix, Tanzania in the mix, Malawi in the mix. The defending champion, South Africa's Aiden Joseph, opted to stay out of this one. He left the task to last year's first runner-up, Mzamo, to try and represent the country to the fullest. There is also the participation of Jeremiah, but he's left only with 1 life after losing in his first life to Mwale from Zambia. The Zimbabweans are doing relatively good. I saw Pakanat Jim winning. I saw Sakala leading. I don't know the result in that match. I saw Malvan leading and okay, but I'm now seeing Joseph Kasozi trying to win the first frame in the last 6. He led by 6 frames to 1, finding himself conceding that big 5-frame defeat by losing 5 frames in a row, and now gaining a slender lead by winning the 13th frame. It is now Uganda 6 and Zambia. Sorry, the Ugandan 7 and the Zambian 6. Special thanks to the management of Billiards Cafe, the video production team led by the producer Cosmas Sichangwa from Lusaka, making sure that the pictures come to you crystal clear from wherever you are watching. A number of media men that are presenting these matches to the general public. The Billiards Cafe Facebook and YouTube streaming platforms coming live shortly, perhaps tomorrow. Q Pixels Photography, Queen's Pool Academy, amongst others. Now, after this scratch, after this foul, you get a feeling that maybe fortune is going back to the way of the Ugandan. Should he finish this frame? Most especially how serious Chipiriro has made him sweat. You get a feeling that Kasozi will be having it in himself to win 1 out of the remaining 3. Try and present a first round shock, because he's one of the players that have been in the limelight of the build up to this event. The 2 Ugandans, himself and Ian, who did make a tour of Zimbabwe, playing a total of 9 money matches against Zimbabwe's finer players in the course of 4 days. In between those days, a comp of the Zimbabwe Polar Session, in which the Ugandans were exempted from participating in the city of Mashingo. Going for clearance number 8 is Joseph Kasozi, the yellow, which is rightwards of them all. Looks relatively tricky. Of the cue ball, I do believe that we'll want to play it now. Should be the one starting with. Not only because of how tricky it is, but also the fact that he got pretty much accurate cue ball for it. The cue ball is so close to another yellow. He played into the black, so close to another yellow. There is seemingly another self-snooker from Kasozi. He may have sight of the yellow, but clearly, even from this camera angle, it is only partial sight of that ball. More likely than not, he has himself snookered, either partially or fully. He may want to play mass shot, curve the cue ball just a little round the blue to find the yellow, hopefully to put it to the corner pocket bottom. If he does, it will be something of a wonder of a shot with a chance for him to play black, try and take a 2-frame lead. Chips. The idea is to swerve the cue ball round blue to find yellow. He's trying, looks okay, finds the yellow but doesn't pot it. Kasozi trying to find yellow off the top cushion. It looks tricky. He looks on target. He's got to find it. Almost got to put it. He may have to consider himself lucky after all. He will still have gotten himself snookered. If he were to have potted the yellow, finding black would be something different. Penny will once again try to snooker. Play yet another snooker. He wants the cue ball in hand. There is the snooker. I want to beg your pardon. I have a very tricky streaming position. I actually did not know that he still had another shot. I even don't know how it came about. I am seeing only about 2/3 of the pool table because of the amount of space. I want to beg your pardon for giving you. It is that Kasozi has found his yellow off the cushion as now is on the verge of playing black, most likely wanting to put it to the corner pocket top left of the screen. These ones, he normally hits them sharp for the reason that he is called the sharpshooter. Ability to pot, especially from long range. The black is sunk. The sharpshooter against a 2-frame lead. It is Joseph Kasozi now 8 and Chipilo 6. Rest to 9, 3 frames to go. Chipilo needs them both. Kasozi 1. It's actually Chipilo needing them 3 and not 1. South Africa's Zama, the game show, Mzamo Tlaninge has defeated the Ugandan Lawrence Sengonge, who is nicknamed Dangote, who drops only to his second life with last year's losing finalist in with both lives intact. Still a comp that is going by the form book. You do get a feeling that the kind of break Kasozi has just gotten in frame number 15 is perhaps the kind of break he really wanted. To have a good split of the balls, to pot either one blue or one yellow and leave the cue ball on the table. Now he has it within his own hands in this current frame to take his first life to the second round if he can win this ongoing frame with his current visit of the table by break and finish. It's going for the blues and closes the table. Playing the blues has played one other blue closer to the corner pocket bottom right. What he has as a big issue is make a ball here. Maybe not an issue that big. He has sight of one of the blues, those two that are so close to each other. He has gotten to put one of them. His intention is to have white side, for the one that is close to the cushion, which he doesn't. And every time he imports a ball, makes himself even closer, and now manipulates cue ball well enough for the one. That is relatively bad of 3 blues left on the pool table. Wanting it to put it right against the rail to the corner pocket, bottom right. He gets it sunk, moving the cue ball towards the top end of the table. You really want to put both of the blues remaining to the corner pocket top on the right. This one, by simply rolling with a little power, but too much precision. The power wasn't little. Not exactly the kind of cue ball he wanted, because it has to be now a very sharp cut. Better still, a bank shot. Goes for the bank and gets it in. The rest at this level is a formality. Formal enough for Chipilo to concede the frame, thereby conceding the match. As Kasozi Joseph, after losing 5 frames in a row, he has won the last 3 and has won the match, taking his life to the second round. The final score, Chipilo 6 and Joseph Kasozi 9.